So the Philadelphia Eagles did just win the Super Bowl, but ever since, they have not been relaxed at all. They have made some major moves and have straight up attacked this offseason. We had the signing of Azeez Ojulari, the Lane Johnson contract extension, the departure of Fred Johnson, and then funny enough, just this morning, the Packers requested for the NFL to ban the Tush Push. So I want to get into it all. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so there really is going to be no structure or order to this video. I just want to talk about some of the things that have happened. And the first signing that I want to talk about is Azeez Ojulari. The Eagles signed him to a 1-year, $4 million contract, and Ojulari, who's a 24-year-old former Georgia Bulldog, was previously with the New York Giants. He has a lot of potential to be a significant addition to the Eagles defensive line. He's known for his sack production and athleticism. He's kind of got a bend and twitch off the edge, and he of course joins a talented group, including fellow Georgia alumni like Nolan Smith, who is one of Ojulari's best friends. This move aligns with Howie Roseman's tendency to target Georgia players like Jalen Carter and of course Nolan, and reflects a cost-effective strategy to bolster the pass rush after losing key free agents. I think the Eagles coaching staff can further develop Ojulari into a high-impact player, making this a low-risk, high-reward type of signing. Next, let's talk about Lane Johnson. He signed a reworked contract extension through 2027, adding $8 million over the next 2 years and $30 million in guaranteed money. This results in Johnson earning $48 million over the next 2 years, with $40 million of that guaranteed. He was of course drafted in 2013 by Chip Kelly as the 4th overall pick out of Oklahoma, and Johnson has become a cornerstone of the Eagles offensive line. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 6-time Pro Bowler, and a 5-time All-Pro with 2 first teams and 3 second team selections. In 2024, he maintained an elite level of play with a Pro Football Focus overall grade of 85.4, a pass blocking grade of 88.1, and a run blocking grade of exactly 80. Notably, he allowed 0 sacks and only 1 quarterback hit in the regular season. I view this extension as a bold but justified move. I think Johnson is the best right tackle in the NFL, even despite him turning 35 in May, and Johnson's performance over the last few months of the season suggests that he could sustain his dominance, supported by his press conference comments expressing confidence in finishing the contract at a high level while acknowledging a year-by-year approach at his age. The deal does carry a little bit of risk due to the NFL's unpredictability, but I think the deal reflects the Eagles' philosophy of rewarding their own stars, enhancing their appeal as a free agent destination. Johnson's historical impact, playing alongside Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham for 11 years, underscores his value, with a career of 102, 55, and 1 when on the field versus 15 and 23 without him. I mean, those numbers pretty much speak for themselves. Next up, let's talk about the departure of Fred Johnson. He signed a 1-year deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars, as reported by Adam Schefter on March 19th. He served as the swing tackle for the Eagles in 2024. The team went 5-1 in games he started, including a standout performance against the Cincinnati Bengals, where he shut down Trey Hendrickson, who had 17.5 sacks, while filling in for Jordan Mailata at left tackle. However, PFF ranked him 76th out of 85 offensive tackles, with 8 sacks allowed across the season. So far, we have seen a multifaceted plan by Howie Roseman to maintain the Eagles' competitiveness post Super Bowl 59. The strategy is built on financial flexibility, youth development, and strategic signings. Players like Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, and others have priced themselves out of Philadelphia's budget after earning significant contracts elsewhere. For instance, Milton Williams reportedly signed a $26 million deal per season with the New England Patriots. And with the Eagles staying cheap and not overspending, they can focus on future extensions. Cam Jurgens, Jalen Carter, and Reed Blankenship are definitely priorities for upcoming extensions. Jurgens, a 2022 second-round pick, and Carter, a 2023 first-round pick, are nearing the end of their rookie deals. And Carter is of course poised for a potentially record-breaking contract. And Blankenship, who is an undrafted standout, he adds depth to the secondary. I think he would be worth some money as well. And in 2025, the Eagles are going to be relying on some young players to really step up and do some big things. Guys like Moro Jomo, Hunt, Trotter, Ringo, there are so many guys that are going to see opportunities. And then with a ton of picks stacked up in the draft, the Eagles can address their need of a swing tackle. Really, they have a lot of flexibility to do whatever they want. And there is no pressure. They have already won it all. They can get risky, they can try things out, they can be aggressive. I am excited to see what's next for Philly. And speaking of the draft, let's take a look at what some of the latest mock drafts have been saying. With the Eagles winning it all, they of course do have the last pick in the first round at 32, and I think it's obvious what to do here. Keep building up and adding to the O-line. So I love Josh Connerly from Oregon, Philly loves athletic offensive linemen, and Connerly fits that mold as Lane Johnson's eventual successor. The Seattle native, who started his career as a running back before transitioning to offensive tackle as a sophomore, doesn't turn 22 until November. In his 3 seasons at Oregon, he played 41 games and was a 2-year starter. He played 1,881 snaps at left tackle in 3 seasons and had a 78 overall grade from PFF for the 2024 season. Next up with pick 64, I like Elijah Arroyo, a tight end out of Miami. Dallas Goedert is 30 years old and has missed 30 games with injuries since 2022. The noise around his potential departure grows by the day. Philadelphia had an exit strategy in place for Zach Ertz, and they could do the same with Goedert by drafting a dynamic tight end with run after the catch abilities. And as a late bloomer at Miami, Arroyo entered 2024 with 11 receptions in 3 seasons, but after Cam Ward's arrival, he really blossomed. Arroyo averaged nearly 17 yards per catch in 2024, and like I said, he is just elite after the catch. He's fun to watch when the ball is in his hands with space. In the 3rd round, why not add to the defense and stick with the trend of winning championships and draft Lathan Ransom, a DB/safety from the Ohio State University. He played 55 games and made 37 starts at Ohio State, overcoming injuries. During his final season in Columbus, Ransom finished with 74 total tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 2 passes defended, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery. Alongside Downs, a unanimous All-American, Ransom earned first team All-Big Ten honors in 2024. Alright, now moving on to the juicy stuff and the news that just came out that I mentioned in the intro. The Packers are trying to get the Tush Push banned, and while I understand the frustration about it throughout the league, you can't just ban a play in the game. The Eagles aren't the only team in the NFL that can run it. They just have the personnel and the quarterback to be able to. The Packers could run it the same way all game long if they wanted to. They could literally run it every single play. They just aren't good enough to. So if the Tush Push gets banned, that's a bad look for the NFL. That would be an L move. But that's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about some of the stuff the Eagles have done so far this offseason and what you would like to see them do in the draft. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And until next time, I will see you all later.
Developing story. The Packers are formally proposing to ban the Tush Push. The rule change proposal says to prohibit an offensive player from pushing a teammate who was lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. We all know what it looks like though, so forget that gobbledygook. But the Eagles have gotten 92 first downs using the Tush Push in the last 3 seasons, by far the most in the NFL. The Bills are second with 50. And then look at that, there's a major drop-off. So Philly and Buffalo have gotten 142 first downs with the Tush Push combined. That's 33 more than the other 30 teams in the NFL.